So welcome everyone to our 30-minute community class of Wellbeing Yoga. Just like to introduce a movement into your life, especially if you're chained to your desk or not moving very much. And also, I come from the, what can I say? I come from whatever's in the mind is in the body. So I try and connect the mind and the body just to create harmony and balance. And today I found in my little Buddha's teaching book about the mind, it says, the mind is fickle and flighty. It flies after fancies whatever it likes. It is difficult indeed to restrain, but it's a great good to control the mind. A mind self-controlled is a source of great joy. Okay, my little book that I keep in the bathroom, so it's a little bit shriveled. But yeah, so the mind does get a little bit busy, so we're going to calm the mind down, and by doing that we're going to connect it with moves with the body. Okay, so get a nice comfortable seat, sit either cross-legged or whatever's comfortable for you, and we're just going to take a moment to arrive. So placing your hands down onto your legs or maybe into your lap, I invite you to close your eyes. Swallow a couple of times and lift out from the base of the spine, and imagine your spine lengthening and the energy flowing up through the back of the neck and then out the crown of the head. So body scanning from the feet up, so toes, feet, ankles, are they relaxed? Lower legs, knees, upper legs. Hopefully nice and relaxed. Noticing the sensation, maybe the compression underneath the hips and the glutes connecting to the ground. And then bringing our attention into our belly. Let's draw the belly in as much as you can towards the back of the spine. You notice the lower back flattens a little bit, and then just let it hang out. Nice and soft. It takes a moment just to get those muscles to let go. And we're breathing that energy up through the spine, all the way from the bottom, all the way up to the top. And our shoulders are resting away from the ears. Both arms, including elbows and wrists, completely soft and relaxed. Our hands resting on our legs, perhaps feeling a little warm, and each finger and thumbs soft and relaxed. So as we take a moment to notice how we feel today, no judgments, no expectations. And just get ready for today's class. And all that is just moving the body to create well-being and relaxation. So let's take 3 cleansing breaths, and that's a breath through the nose, filling up the belly and the lungs. And then as we exhale, you can make any sound you like. It could be a sigh, it could be a shout, it could be anything. So let's exhale now. And on the next in-breath, through the nose, and guide that breath into the belly, and the belly expands and the chest expands. Take the breath up to the collarbone, relax the shoulders down, and let's exhale. 2 more times. So inhaling through the nose, belly fills up, lungs full, up to the collarbone. Hold it for a moment and exhale nice and slowly. Do them one more time. So inhaling. Hold it at the top and exhaling nice and slow. Maybe another couple of swallows, maybe a lick of the lips. Just to remind ourselves to let go of the jaw, soften the face muscles. Now you can keep your eyes closed if you wish, or gently start to open them, and let's take the body round in circles. So we're coming round forward, sort of squeezing the shoulder blades. And as we come back, we're separating, making space between the shoulder blades. Nice, slow moves. And once we've got that, maybe we can start including the breath. So maybe breathing in as we open the chest, and then exhale as we stretch through the upper back. And let's circle the other way. Doesn't matter how big or small your circles are, just go in with what feels good. And then bringing the body back to the center. Let's inhale the hands up above the head, interlace the fingers, and let's stretch those palms up. So really kind of pressing those fingers together, reaching up through the palms, but just relax through the body. Maybe draw the pelvis up a little bit, so sort of tilt it forward, and then relax the shoulder blades down the back. So you've just got a nice, gentle opening. And just breathe naturally, in and out. And come over to one side now. Taking the opposite knee towards the floor. So it kind of anchors you down, so it stops you falling over. And kind of lift out the waist, and then come over to the other side. So lift up at the beginning, nice breath in, and come over. Yeah, lovely. And let's open that lovely waist all the way up through the armpits, and the hands into the fingers, and then back up to the center. Let's float the hands behind us now. Interlace if you can, or just grab ankles, wrists and forearms, rolling the shoulders back, squeezing them. Really notice the rhomboids now. They're shrinking, we're making them smaller. Taking a breath, just relax. Great, now let's release now. And then raise one hand up above the head. And we're just going to slide the other hand along the floor. We're coming into another side bend. So it's opening up a little bit more now. You can lean on the hand that's attached to the mat. Reach a little bit more if you can through the fingertips. And then take your gaze down to look at your knee, and you notice your shoulder will roll forward. And then notice the different muscles we're using in the side and the back, and even into the hip and the legs. Slowly circling the arm, past the face, past the body, and back to the other side. Raising the other arm up, lifting up, and then reaching over. Yeah. So we're kind of reaching from the waist and the hip line, trying to kind of shimmy the shoulder up. It's really gentle, lifting up and then softening. Let's take a little gaze now forward down to the knee, and notice how the rib cage comes forward also. Circling the arm past the face and then back to the center. Let's just do one inhaling up. Turn the palms down and let's exhale. Great stuff. Hands come down to the ground, and we're going to slide them forward as far as we can. Keep going, keep going, keep going, nice and gently. And then you should start coming up onto the knees, and we're ready into our tabletop for our cat-cow. So move your cushion or your blanket away. Take a quick look at the fingers. Are they nicely evenly spread? Knees under the hips. Let's take a breath in now. Belly down, tailbone up, look forward and gently push the floor away. Exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine, round the spine up, and let the head just hang down and press away with your knees, feet and hands. Great, so inhaling, belly down, let's look forward. And exhaling, rolling the spine out. One more of those, inhaling. Nice and gently, and then exhaling, rolling the spine, so tilting the pelvis up, sucking the belly in, head hangs down, coming back into neutral just for a moment, and let's come into our tiger pose. So let's send that right foot up towards the sky, bent knee. Take a breath in, lift the foot a little bit more if you can, the belly comes down very subtly, and we look forward. Exhale, and let's take that knee towards the nose and rolling the spine up to the sky again. Couple more. So inhaling. Exhaling. And just do what you can. Every day is different. And try and do what feels good. We don't want any discomfort. So inhale, lift the foot up. Exhaling, rolling back down. Now extend that leg out now. And then lift the left hand out and reach through the fingertips in front of you. Take a breath in and let's exhale, bringing the knee to the elbow. Inhale, reaching out, making space. Exhale, crunch it in. Inhale, out, making space. Exhale, crunch it in. Coming back to our tabletop, let's slide the right foot off the mat and let's place the left sole of the foot into the bottom corner of the mat. You might need to make adjustments. So you've got your hand underneath your shoulder, knee under hip, and the foot and the sole connected. Excuse my back, I will change around on the next side. So let's slide the left hand up the arm, under the chin, and reach up here into our half side plank. Reaching up through the fingers. Taking a few breaths here. Now see if we can lift that left foot up now, in line with the hip, and send the left arm over the top. So quite a nice balancing pose to begin with. Now there's an option to crunch in, or you can place your foot down and come into arm circles. It's up to you. I'm going to come in for the crunch. So crunch it in on the exhale, so bringing the knee to the elbow. And then reaching out. And then bring it back in. And then reaching out. And then one more, bringing it back in. And then coming down to our tabletop. Let's try and remember what we did on the other side. Okay, so let's lift that left foot up into our tiger pose. Belly comes down, we look forward. Let's take a breath. And then on the exhale, let's round the knee towards the nose. Let's do that again. So foot up towards the sky, look up. Exhale, rounding forward. Got one more of those, so nice tiger pose, look forward. And then exhale, draw it in. This time extending that leg out nice and straight, or as straight as you can. Push through the heel and then pick the right hand up and feed it out through the top of the head. Taking a breath here. And then when you're ready, exhaling and coming in for the knee to the elbow. Lengthening out, creating space here. Inhaling. Exhaling, bring it in. Let's try that one more time. So inhaling. And exhale, bring it in. Now coming into our tabletop, we're sliding the left foot off the mat now and placing the right sole of the foot down in the corner. Tracing the left arm up with the right hand all the way up under the chin, and we're reaching up into our half plank. Great. Taking a moment, just notice how the body feels. Breathing nice and naturally. And if you're ready, the option to raise the leg up into the air, or you can stay with it down and do some arm circles, whatever you feel good. So leg comes up and then the other hand stretches open right over the head. So you get that lovely opening, and let's bring it in now. So crunching in and then reaching out. Great, and then crunching in and then reaching out. Let's do one more. Really feeling the core activating, keeping our balance. And then gently come back down into your tabletop. Place your big toes together and let's send the hips to the heels and come and settle down into our child pose. So forehead comes down. if you can. If that's too much, just lift the hips a little bit, just so you can make connection with the ground and your forehead. It's more grounding sensation, really calms you down. Now let's rest here for about 3 breaths. If it's too much for the lower back, bring the knees in a little closer and explore. So modify where you need to. Let's just relax here. If you want to intensify the stretch, you can come up onto your fingertips. So you feel a real opening under the arms and the armpits, all down the side. Whatever you feel like doing today. So just one more breath here, nice and relaxed. Now on the next in-breath, we're going to bring the body forward, all the way forward, sending the hips towards the ground, soft bend in the elbows, and then shine the chest forward and look up a little bit. So modified cobra. Let's do that a couple of times. It's a lovely move to do. Back to child pose on the exhale. So exhale, all empty. And then inhale, roll forward with the hips, guide them towards the ground, and then shine the heart forward. Exhale, press back into child pose. Modify along the way if you need to. And then inhale, rocking forward, nice and slow. Pelvis towards the ground, look forward. Let's do a couple more. I could do this all day. It's so soothing, and it really kind of opens everything, kind of mini back bend, opens the front body, uses the arm strength, so it's strengthening and lengthening, rocking back into child pose. And let's just do one more. So inhaling, coming forward. Exhale back into child pose. So slide the hands back so they come up underneath your shoulders when you come into tabletop. Tuck the back toes if you can. Draw in the belly a little bit so it really gives us support with the lumbar. And press into the hands and sort of lean back into the toes first. So you get that real strength. Then lift the knees, engaging the core, and then send the hips up. Keeping the legs really bent, so the belly is almost resting, if you can, onto your quads, the upper thighs. And let's have a look through the toes. And just relax the head, relax the shoulders, and press into the floor with your hands. Take a breath here. And on the next breath, we're just going to roll forward back into our tabletop, but just float the knees off the ground about 1 inch or 2. Exhale back into downward dog, looking through between the toes, and then inhaling, floating back into our tabletop, remembering to keep the core nice and tight. Exhale back into down dog, and we just got one more of those. So inhaling into floating tabletop, neck nice and long, looking at the ground. Exhaling, pressing into down dog, and let's get some movement in there. Any movement that you like, whatever feels good. Maybe bending one leg and then the other. Maybe shaking the head. Maybe softening the elbows. Maybe pressing down with your fingertips into the ground. Whatever feels good. And then when you're ready, when you've got rid of any kind of tension, let's raise that right foot up into the air. Bend that leg and roll the knee up towards the sky. So we're coming into a 3-legged dog. Any variation or modify where you need to. Straighten up the hips again. Come up onto the big toes of the back foot and gently start rolling forward. Bring the knee with you. The gaze goes between the hands, and see if you can get your foot in between your hands. Good job. Pressing into both feet, we're coming up into high lunge. There. If you need to put your back knee down, put your back knee down. So if you are in high lunge, the back heel is up and you've got a nice soft bend. Great. So let's lift up, so straighten the front leg, lift the back heel even more, stretch the fingers up above the head. And as we exhale, we pulse down, opening the arms into cactus. Yeah, good job. So inhaling now, pressing into the feet, fingertips above the head, straighten the front leg, reaching through the fingertips. Exhale, pulsing down, coming to cactus arms. Great, one more. Inhale. And then pulse down, exhale. The hands come down to the mat, framing the front foot. And then slide into downward facing dog. Modify if you need to. You can do that on the knees. Coming into tabletop or child pose. Little bit of freestyle movement again. Never feel that you're static. You can always include any movement that you want. And let's see if we can raise the left foot into the air now. Bending that leg and rolling the hips on top of each other. There's literally just a little tilt of the pelvis. And if you want to intensify, try and reach that knee as high as you can up to the sky. The standing leg could be bent, absolutely fine. Now let's level off the hips again, and we're rolling forward. So come up on the back toes, roll forward. Bring the knee with you, looking between the hands, and see if you can get the foot in between the hands. Press down, take a look at your feet. Are they about hip width apart? Pressing down, especially the front foot, and let's raise up into high lunge. So taking a breath in, let's straighten that front leg, lift the back heel, reach through the fingers. Exhale, gently pulse down into our cactus arms. Nice soft back knee. So inhaling, straighten the leg, lift the back heel, reach through the fingers. And exhale, pulsing down, opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades. One more, inhale. And exhale. Circling the arms down, framing the foot, sliding into downward facing dog. Let the knees come down and the toes and rest in child pose. 5 lovely breaths here. Just relax. You can slide your hands along the mat and lay them either side of the feet. And just completely relax. It's up to you. You may have the knees out a little bit, giving your space and it's a little bit more lengthening of the lumbar in this position. And the classic Shavasana child pose is into a tiny little ball and resting the head down. So another few breaths here. And while you're breathing, we just chat you through using props. So if you can't get your forehead on the ground, use a cushion. Or maybe you want to put the cushion in between the heels and the hips. Always use anything to guide you into a pose. And always remember, 10% of the pose is enough. So one more breath. Just listening to the breath, calming it down. Gently coming out of your child pose and make your way into a seat. And we're going to extend one leg out and the other foot comes in from the inner thigh. Great. So let's raise the hands up into the air. And then turn the body towards the extended leg and just passive fold all the way down. And then gently coming back out. The left hand goes behind you or the opposite hand. And then raise the other hand up and lift the hips up into half wild thing. So you've got a flow going on here. So 2 more. So this way, just bring the other hand over the head. The other arm rests on the extended leg. Coming into a side bend. And then floating that hand behind you, lifting up the hips and stretching open. Yeah, lovely, everyone. Let's do one more. Bringing the hips down. Arm comes over into our side bend, nice and easy. And then lifting the hips up. Just take a breath here. Really enjoy that stretch of the arm, open the side, the front body. And then gently come down. Let's switch over to the other side. Raising the hands up. Coming over gently, just passive fold down. Over that extended leg. Raising back up again. Right hand behind. Lift hips up. And then gently come down. And come into our side bend. It doesn't matter how deep you go, it's just the motion we need. Couple more. So lifting into half wall thing. Lovely, and exhaling into our side bend. So this time, let's lift the hips. We'll just take a breath here, in and out. And then gently come back down to your seated position. Maybe it's cross-legged. And then we're raising the arms up and we're going to twist to one side. So maybe right hand on left knee and the other hand just gently rests behind you. Just lift out the waist. No effort here. And we're rotating from your thoracic spine. So where the bra strap is, T6, T7. Just breathing in and out, nice and gently. Facing front, raising the hands up, and let's twist to the other side. Don't forget to smile, it softens the body. We all have a yoga face like thunder. I think, are they enjoying it? I'm sure they are. So let's just twist round from the thoracic. Turning front to go and just raising the hands up. Turn the palms down and then exhale past the face and the body. Yeah, good. Let's do 2 more circles. Inhaling. And then exhaling. Yeah, nice. Just to calm the body down. And then inhaling. And exhaling. Great. Now I've left a couple of minutes for Shavasana. So let's come into corpse pose. So lie down on your back. And that could just be where your legs are completely lengthened and straight out. But if that's too much going on in the lower back, then bend the knees and just place them together and have the soles of the feet down. Whatever you feel is good. And let's rest the arms by the side of the body, palms facing up. And together, we're going to take a breath in, like a really big, strong breath. And let's clasp the fingers, make little fists, point the toes, squeeze the glutes, get the face involved, like really activate everything. And on the exhale, just relax everything and let the ground catch you. The ground is always there. And I invite you to stay still for another minute, just 60 seconds. Let the body reset, reboot, and enjoy this rest and relaxation. Just listen and notice your breath. Don't change it, just breathing in and breathing out, connecting your mind and your body. And when you're ready, move your toes and your fingers, just come back into the room. Maybe those movements are getting a little bigger, ankle rolls, wrist rolls. Bringing the knees up to the chest, little side rock and roll. And then roll over to one side, just take a moment nice and slowly. Or if you choose to stay in Shavasana, that's fine. But if you can, come up to a comfortable seat, resting the hands at the heart space or in your lap. Maybe the eyes are still closed or soft focus. And just take that extra special minute or moment to notice how you feel. A nice, soft, relaxed breath, body feeling nice and warm, a little tingly maybe, but totally rested. So always give yourself thanks for practicing, making time. And thank you so much for joining me in this well-being yoga. Let's place the palms together and rest the thumbs at the third eye. Maybe gently bow forward. Have a lovely afternoon. Namaste.